Yeah. So I had it in black. I found it in royal blue. What's this? A LA hat. I still don't know what the hell the characters or the letters on the front mean. I have no clue, but I was just like, it looks alright. Good morning, y'all. What's up, chat? Shout out to everybody on their way in. Starting off this Tuesday morning. Before we get into any of the intro about the topics, I just want to vent for a second. Any of my people in the chat, anybody that be joining the streams, man, if your regular daily job is, if you're in service where you do home visits, right? For example, you're into gas, electric, contractor work, you have to go into people's homes. Don't get personal. All right. Don't get into people's personal business. It's one thing if you're like a contractor, if you've been in and out of this house two, three, four, five times, you built a rapport with the owners or something like that. Other than that, don't try to walk into somebody's home for a first time and get personal. It's uncomfortable as shit. All right. So yesterday, I had somebody ring the bell. I didn't hear the bell. And then I'm in my office and I hear a little bit of banging on the wall outside. So I look out my window, see the gas truck, okay. And then I look out little side window over here. I see the gate open. Okay. All right. So let me step over there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody must be in my yard doing something. You know what I mean? So I woke up like semi-aggressive, like, yo, like, can I help you with something? Like, you on my property, B. Like, like doing something that I don't know you're doing. He's really out there in the middle of changing the gas meter. So it's like they have like this 10-year whatever and whatever. I don't know. He explained it to me, but I was immediately just cool with it. Like, all right, I get it. And I was just like, yo, y'all just go around change these things. They have like an expiration alert that goes off on your side or something. He's like, no. We put like a little tag on your doorknob like a week ago, let you know that we were on the way and everything. Did you get it? And I was just like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So he's cool. You're in the right. But after he changes the meter, he's like, let me come into the house and make sure that everything's okay, or the water heaters, the furnaces, because you don't want them to leave. Some of them have automatic starts and some of them don't. And they've learned through trial and error that they go into customers' homes. It gets cold. It's time to turn on your furnace. The heat doesn't come on. And call them back and realize like nobody ever checked this stuff after you changed the damn meter outside 2 months ago, right? And it could affect your hot water and all that. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's all good. So immediately when he comes in, it's questions. It's, oh, how long you been here? Oh, cool. What do you do for a living? You're doing automatically. You're doing too much. But me, being cool, being calm, being courteous, I semi-answer the questions. Right? We continue to go. Oh, look that. How many gallons is? I'm like, all right, yeah, it's fish. You ever see fish before? Like you're doing too much, but let's go downstairs and take a look at the two water heaters that's down there. So he get in there, and I'm watching his eyes as he's walking. I'm walking behind him at one point, and I'm watching his eyes, and I'm just so fucking uncomfortable with this shit. And everything is followed by a question. Now, normally when I have people that are not contractors or I haven't worked with before, and I know that they're coming into the house ahead of time, I close certain doors that I feel like you're gonna walk past just for privacy, like just for privacy, nothing crazy, right? But once again, I didn't know that he was gonna want to come in and check everything. So he's doing that. When we finish in the basement, I'm already about to turn this into some American Psycho shit. Like I'm like, yo, you're not making it out of this crib, B. Like you scoping the crib and shit. Like, oh, what kind of alarm system is this? Nah, I didn't ask that. But I'm just like, your eyes is moving too fucking much. Oh yeah, as far as the water heater that's probably in the attic or whatever for the second, we gotta check that. I'm just like, he really is doing his job. It's all good. All right, let me walk you up there. Oh, you have any kids? Yo, my man. I finally got to it. Well, I said, yo, my man, I appreciate all your help and everything, man. But I gotta get back to work. And if we could just tone down the questions, everything. I just want to make sure everything's good. I really appreciate you coming out. And at that point he realized like, oh shit, I'm a little bit too Joe at this point. But you shouldn't even be doing that in the first place. Like you're here to do a job, and when you walk into people's private space, don't start asking a bunch of private questions and make people feel like. And then there's that other thing too, like sometimes it could be offensive when you ask somebody what you do for a living, right? For example, I have a lot of certain type of neighbors where they're like some are retired, some really made a killing out there in the world in their careers and own businesses and whatnot. And like, let's say we're outside, like in my community, they even do like community days, like for subsections within my community. And it's like, let's say this quarter it's designated where the roads close down and everybody comes out and sets up tables and brings out liquor and whatnot. And it's like a way for you to meet your neighbors because we don't see each other that much. We don't talk that much. And it's like, depending on how neighborly you are, join in, shake some hands, kiss some babies, say hellos, and get the fuck on. Some people hang out all day, all night. It's all good. Like a mini July 4th type of vibe, right? And it's like, if I meet somebody out there in the street and we're neighbors, like, hey, what do you do for a living? That's like appropriate, you know, versus somebody walking into your home and then having some type of reaction and then asking what you do for a living. I'm a little offended. It's like, yeah, maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but it's like, what are you about to ask me if I'm a rapper or I'm a basketball player or shit? Like, it's just weird because you wouldn't have asked this question to certain people. I feel like it's just weird. Maybe it's just my own intuition. Maybe I'll think I'm crazy, but moral of the story, I know we got people from all different walks of life in our chat. If you are into service and you walk into people's private spaces, don't start trying to look at pictures and ask private questions. How old are you? How long you been here? What do you do for a living? Do you have any kids? How old are they? Like, it gets to the point where you're gonna get yourself put out. All right. Somebody gonna punch out dead in y'all fucking face. Somebody gonna get offended. Somebody gonna chop you up in the basement. Like, it's just chill the fuck out. You're gonna scare somebody. Me, I'm a paranoid person to a degree, especially in my private space. You're gonna scare me, and I react when I'm scared. All right. You might get put out. You might get hit up. You might get chopped up in the basement. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just my quick vent, man. Like that shit really. I'm walking it off right now. Thank y'all for letting me vent that shit off. All right, good morning. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all the members and shout out to all the mods in the building today. Y'all see the title. It says, Diddy will be free by 2027 sentencing guidelines. So we got some paperwork. It's our first time going to Diddy's docket in since the verdict, right? But his sentencing is coming up next week. I believe next Thursday, right? So it's his time, but we're gonna take a look at what was just filed by his attorneys and why I got a title like this and a thumbnail like this. After that, what do we got? We got Head Ice. We're gonna do a little bit of battle rap. Head Ice did a sit down with Hip Hop Is Real. Shout out to Hip Hop Is Real to speak on the recent accusations, the R accusations, the minors accusations, the snitching accusations, like 3 big allegations that Serius Jones has put on him recently, right? When we covered the Serius Jones piece of it, I didn't say too much out of respect. You know, I know these guys, so I didn't say too much. But I asked the chat, I said, what should Head Ice do? And everybody in the chat was like, he got to address this. 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 I'm not saying that this is from this chat per se, but I think overall he probably seen some of the responses on different channels, different comments, social media, and then him as a man. So he finally felt the need to sit down and address it, and he did. So we're gonna play some of that, and it's only fair. We played the Jones part. Let's play the Head Ice part, okay? Respectfully. What else do we got after that? We got some NBA YoungBoy news. All right, I'm going to fold that into a side reminder and tell y'all whether I think this is a good or a bad outcome for his whole Chicago run that people have been talking about heavily and looking forward to damn near for one reason or another. All right, we got some Jimmy Kimmel updates. That's going to tie into a clip from Kanye's recent documentary that came out, I believe. We got some Cardi B. I don't care too much for the news, but this is a news podcast, and at times I'll bring stuff up that I feel like might be interesting to some people, whether it's not at the top of my chart or not. So I'll move that down the stream a little bit. We got some sports, and we got some Young Thug. Young Thug all the way at the end of the stream, huh? Yeah. All right, y'all ready to work? Shout out to everybody on the way in. I appreciate y'all. Good morning. Top of the Tuesday and all that. Take a quick glance at the chat. I see our members here. Shout out to Sniper. I see you, G. Shout out to Cotton. Shout out to Hi, I'm Wavy. I see Food Matrix is in here. Sincerely, Tiff Marie is in here. Our trio is in here. You know, sometimes I don't do these shout outs in the morning, but I gotta switch it up, keep y'all on y'all toes. My man Loco's in here. What's up, G? What's up, man? How you been? Good to see you. James Halliburton is in here. We got we got Dog Pound 713. Our members in here. Who else we got? We got KXY Not is in here. Did I say Big Yellow 317? Of course he's here. Of course. Oh, y'all already hitting that chat nice and early, huh? Jay is here, of course. I see Jay. Jay is like me. There is no stream unless you know what I'm saying? If I'm here, Jay's here. That's just how it go. Brick City 81 is here. God the Brand is here. All right, I see our members in the building, man. Heavy. I see y'all, man. I appreciate y'all as always. The one is here. I see you. I see you just tapped into. Shout out to all the members coming in. All right, let's get to work. Let's pull up some of this Diddy news and start to walk through our title and our thumbnail. All right. What did my thumbnail say? I think my thumbnail said 1 year or something like that, right? I will get to it. All right, let's take the smaller screen for y'all. And peep the title. Sean Diddy Combs, go easy on me, Judge. Hey, use your access to the judge. The judge always seemed a little bit more I don't want to say lenient, but he seemed cool, on the cooler side, right? So the timing of this is perfect, very tactical. Sean Diddy Combs' army of attorneys is laying out all the reasons why they say he should not have the book thrown at him when the judge sentences him in a criminal case. Well, he can't have a book thrown at him based on what he was convicted of. Like having a book thrown at you, when we hear that term, we'd be thinking like life or 25, like football numbers and shit. That's impossible, right? Like the same way a lot of people were shocked at the verdict. You know what people would be shocked at? 5 years plus. They'd be like, what? But ain't no book on the table for you, Diddy. But either way, Diddy's defense team, spearheaded by Mark Agnifilo and Tina Gallegos, two of the people that we saw heavily during the trial, two of his top dogs, just filed a sentencing packet for the court and prosecution where they advocate for a more lenient sentence. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Diddy says the sentencing guidelines for his conviction on 2 counts of the Mann Act is no more than 6 to 12 months in prison on each count, which accurately reflects the seriousness of the offense laid out at his federal trial in NYC. I don't need to go too much further here because when TMZ said they got the paperwork, we got the work too. You know, we got access to Pacer. You know, we spend the money on Pacer, right? We got that. So he's laying out 6 to 12 months. Did I use that myself to say, well, I'm going to put that in my thumbnail? No, not necessarily. I'm going to put that in my title? Not necessarily. Let's go to the work. Let's check out the work. So Exhibit 68, y'all see this one in the thumbnail. We're also going to take a look at 2 more exhibits after this one. But Exhibit 68, start to look at what his lawyers put together. All right, cases in which the defendant was convicted solely under 182421. A base offense level was calculated under whatever this code is, once again, in a criminal history category. I and the defendant did not receive a downward departure under this 5K1. Okay. Now, what we're looking at here, what we got to look as the table titles, right? Caption and docket, all old cases, previous cases, offense and conviction, the actual legal guidelines, the sentence, and the conduct summary. So they sat down for however many nights and put together all of these related, paralleled cases to say, hey, judge, before you got to do your job next week, we want to do the job for you. We want to do the homework and show you what your sentence is really. Respectfully, I'm not trying to tell you what to say, but I want to show you what you should say. You get it? Great lawyering, great timing, great tactics, great homework. when you have these multi-million-dollar fucking lawyers, what do you expect anyway? But look at some of these. Let's look at some of the lighter ones. This particular case, the guidelines of the offense was 18 to 24. Stipulated guidelines range, once again, 18 to 24 months. The sentence was probation. This case involved a 14 defendant indictment charging Gambino. The first one that they put is the Gambino mafia family type of examples. Be like, wait, come on, judge, look at me. It's Diddy. Am I a fucking mafia member now too? Like, am I worse than them? Like, oh shit, Teeny, Mark, you guys are good, man. You guys are good. The very first one. All right. This case involved a 14 defendant indictment charging Gambino crime family members with sprawling racketeering offenses involving prostitution was in there, and sex trafficking, including minors. So Diddy don't have any minors in his case. Ooh, this is nasty. How'd y'all get probation? Anyway, defendant Suzanne Porcelli immediately pleaded guilty. And y'all, okay. The government sentencing memorandum states that she handled phone calls from the prostitution business customers, set up appointments, and played a central role in the prostitution business. So she pled guilty to that. In the midst of all of this around the Gambino family, which also involved minors, she must have got a sweet little deal, huh? But probation. Is this a first? This ain't a. It's not his first rodeo, right? But is this his first conviction? Did he? Right? Is it? This person got probation within guidelines of 18 to 24. Okay, let's pick out another one. Well, you got this one right here, 6 months. All right, the guidelines of this particular one, 10 to 16 months. This case involved a 22 defendant conspiracy to operate prostitution businesses and transport them state lines. That was in his trial as well. Transport prostitutes for the same. The relevant defendants overwhelmingly received short sentences ranging from probationary sentence to a 15-month sentence. This one person pled guilty to the Mann Act count and received a 6-month sentence. Another defendant pleaded guilty to conspiracy and Mann Act. These are the Mann Act. Those Mann Acts is what Diddy got, right? That's what he got convicted of and received a probationary sentence. Other defendants, and they got all these people by names, pled guilty to conspiracy counts and received 3 months, 3 months, 4.5 months, 5 months, 5 months, 7.5 months, 8 months, 15 months, respectively. One defendant, whoever's name that is, went to trial, was convicted of the conspiracy and Mann Act counts, and received the above guidelines 70-month sentence. She was in criminal history category 2, though. Okay. With 3 prior state convictions. Diddy doesn't have those, of course, for promoting prostitution. So you already was already on the books for multiple prostitution-related charges and convictions in the past, and you got 70 months. But that's the outlier. But everybody else, less than a year. Well, actually, that last one was 15 months. Okay? Definitely less than one and a half. All right. Let's skip. We just did 2 of them for the shorter side. Let's go to one that's a little bit more heavier. I did see this 21 here. Let's take a look at that one. Guidelines and offenses, level 16, 21 through 27 months is the guideline. The actual sentence ended up being 21 months. The husband and wife co-defendants set up a prostitution business in support of which they placed ads in local Chinese language newspapers seeking women to do massage work, women who would later be compelled to engage in prostitution or lose their housing. Damn. The defendant kept the proceeds of the prostitution. The government identified approximately 10 to 12 victims in total. Chin also had a prior arrest for promoting prostitution. So you was, once again, another person with a prior arrest for the shit. You put it in. Yo, y'all look crazy. Y'all motherfuckers really be in y'all DMs doing drug deals and on the phone call on your cell phones talk about, yeah, he's dead. Don't worry, he's gone. He's out of here. Where's my bag at? Y'all be on your IGs posting. They put it. They thought because it was in a different language. They put it in the newspaper. Yo, if that ain't a way to get your prostitution business up, put it in a newspaper. Fuck it. Just change the language. You ain't even go Silence of the Lambs level with it. Is that Silence of the Lamb? Was that Red Dragon? I think it was Red Dragon, matter of fact. Still both for Hannibal Lecter. Like he's sending them super coded messages and shit. Y'all just put it in there and change the language. Good job. All right. Anyway. 21 months though. Y'all got. Okay. I mean, I could add 12 plus 12 is 24, less than 2 years. All right. Let's take a look at this one. What's this one? 12 months and a day. Whoever this name is ran a prostitution ring at a bar and offered to an undercover agent the services of co-defendant, whoever that name is, who traveling once again, and engaged in prostitution. Now, look at all of these examples of guidelines and summary conduct and the actual sentences that Diddy's lawyers put together. Let me just scroll this real quick in front of y'all. Look at this shit. And there's another exhibit of this. All this casework that they put together, right? Now, if you just focus now and we scroll on the sentence column, get a general averaging here. Probation, 6 months, 10 months, 21 months, 7 months, 16 months, 18 months, 12 months, 12 months, 12 months, 14 months. Time served. Let's not forget that factor for Diddy. Diddy's been in prison for about a year now, right? Got arrested like September of last year. Here we are in September now. His sentencing is like the first week of October, next week, right? So will time served play a part? Okay. Time served, 7 months, 12 months, 18 months, 5.5 months. This particular one was 30 months. Let's read this outlier. Guidelines of offense level 19. Okay, 30 to 37 months was the guidelines. The person was sentenced for 30 months. The defendant pleaded guilty to one man act count. Diddy's got 2 though, right? To one man act count after being indicted for racketeering and man act counts in connection with his operation of prostitution business. He received a fraudulent coercion enhancement. Well, that enhancement might be the big difference right there. The fraud and coercion. Okay. So shit, even with the enhancement, still less than 3 years, this particular person. But all right, that's why that's an outlier. This one's 33 months. All these guys are grouped together. 33, 12, 12, 12. Time served in 12. Here goes this 41. Let's take a look at this one real quick. 41 months. The defendant served as a pimp for a prostitute who he transported around the country and advertised for purposes of engaging in prostitution. He kept all the proceeds of the prostitution activity. He received the fraud coercion enhancement. What battle rapper that's even been on my stage with them allegedly moves? You know what? Let me fuck it. Nah, let me not even do it. But anyway, all right, 37 months, 18, 24, 27, 24, 3 years probation, not even inside, just probation. 12 months, 3-year probation, time served plus 11 months. No, time served, which was 11 months, actually. It's got in parentheses. 24, but 12. Time served in 6 months, 12 months, 10 months. It goes to 27. 10 months, 10 months. Time served in 1 year, 15 months, 4 months, 2 years probation, no months. 24. Yo, y'all see my point here? Do y'all understand my title and my thumbnail? Let's go over to the next exhibit. Do we want to start taking bets in the chat? Do we want to start taking bets? Do we want to check Vegas's odds? Why did I scroll to this one? I think this one's got some more man act stuff in here. Yeah, okay. Offense of conviction. All right, so look at these. I think there's like a bunch of man act ones that we see specifically in here. Conspiracy, promotion of prostitution, money laundering, and man act count. I don't need to read the actual details of it, but equated to 12 months for this particular one. Okay, let's see some more Mann Act stuff, but these are all conspiracy to promote prostitution, and you see the light sentences on the side or lighter. Where's the more Mann Act stuff? Here goes one: conspiracy to bring in and harbor aliens. That's a whole different one. Even Trump will be mad at you for that one, right? Mann Act conspiracy, money laundering, conspiracy to use facility in aid of unlawful activity. We didn't see all those convictions. And then once again, the illegal alien piece of it. So this person's way more included with the Mann Act. Time served plus 3 years and 2 months. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Look at this one: interstate travel. This one's got Mann Act in it. Interstate travel in aid of racketeering, but he didn't get any of the RICO stuff, right? He beat all of those. So the racketeering, no. Facility in aid of unlawful activity, Mann Act, and conspiracy. But even still, with conspiracy shit, 3 years, 2 months. Conspiracy to use facility in aid of unlawful activity, Mann Act, conspiracy, 7 months. Wow. Let's do this last one. Conspiracy to use facility in aid of unlawful activity, willful failure to file tax returns. So I got them on tax shit. Mann Act, conspiracy, all those pieces, probation. So damn near everybody that we read so far got more going on than what Diddy was convicted of. All right. And last but not least, what else did they do along with trying to do the judge's job for him? You know, in so many words. Put together a nice little package of people giving their cosigns, their sign-offs, their blessings, their good-hearted words towards Diddy. Some of these honorable people writing letters to the judge, all placed in exhibits as part of this whole package that moved along with that guidelines breakdown to the judge the Tuesday of the week before he goes to sentencing. All right. So look at all these different exhibits. Some of these people, maybe y'all know, some of y'all don't, but these are all the write-ups and the cosigns for him. If I go down to, I think I saw in the last one when I glanced, I saw more of a prominent name. Yeah, here we go. This one was written up in July. The Honorable Arun, that's the judge. Lenny Alize Jones, president of Courtside Consulting Group, manager of boxing legend Roy Jones Jr., local business owner of Black Bodega, and first Black owner convenience store located in the South Bronx, have known Sean Combs, Puffy, since 1999, being introduced to by his artist Black Rob. Where's Black Rob? I can personally say that Combs' generosity, empathy, wisdom, ambition, and vision is uncanny and unmatched, and so forth and so on. So they put together a bunch of these, along with, once again, that guideline breakdown of there was a million court cases to try to show the judge, hey, man, even if you hate him, you love him, let's make it black and white. let's show you, the actual cases and all these different Mann Act situations. We averaged around 12 months for the shit. Many of them also probation. If I really average that out, it might be less than a year as far as all that casework that they put together. So if we want to start taking chat, go ahead, start. What's your bet for his sentencing next week? And we'll be here, of course, when his sentencing is complete, and we'll stream about it. We'll talk about it. But what is your prediction? What was my thumbnail? Let me double check again while y'all going in the chat. What was my thumbnail? Wait, hold on. What was my thumbnail? And make sure I'm not, after reading it, I don't feel any different. Yeah, my thumbnail says home by 2027. Okay. Me personally, what I'm factoring in, time served, which is over a year, right? That write-up and that presentation from the lawyers, hate them or love them, the past is the past, the facts are the facts, the casework is the casework, all averaging probation for the most part through maybe just over a year when you average it out for most of that shit that we see. And then he's got lesser charges or lesser convictions than a lot of the stuff that we were looking at that's even more time than, you know what I'm saying? You got some people that have more charges than him that got probation. We just saw it, black and white, on his docket. I'm saying home by 2027, which means if he gets sentenced in October, well, next week, for even if he gets sentenced for more than a year, I don't think it'll be more for a year in. It'll get maybe a time serve element, his 2 Mann Acts running concurrent. And then even if you give him 2 years, all right, 1 year in, 1 year probation. 2027, I think he's home by January 2027. He will be serving his time all next year. And then whatever Diddy's on, it'll be his time to come back outside. What do y'all got? Time served only. Big Yella says. James, that's a big range, man. It's more than doubling. 2 to 5. Tighten up the window a little bit, man. Be more specific if you're going to bet, man. Nobody's going to take a bet like that. All right. But James got a 2 to 5 plus time served. Jay, what do you mean 2021? You must have been answering to somebody else in the chat. Dog Pound 713 got time served only. Hey, served this year. That is the year that I normally would have sentenced him for with these 2-man acts. So go home. Right. What else some of y'all got? Year and a day. Okay. I see this. Rest in peace, Black Rob. Oh yeah. I'm bugging, right? You know what crossed my mind when I was thinking about that just now when I said where is he? I was thinking about G Dep. Because G Dep was the one that I think came home and started doing interviews as if he's not aware of all the shit going on with Diddy. Hey, where's Diddy, man? Let's get together, let's do some work. It's like, G Dep, it's over. It's over. Trust me. You got to find something else to do. So yes, rest in peace, Black Rob. I mixed that up in my mind. ARP family just put me on game. Whoa. But for real, rest in peace, Black Rob. Yeah, shout out to Black Rob. Year or less, be home by Christmas. All right. Year and a day. Did he be home? So this is one of the outlier. I'm gonna move on after this. So the largest side that we saw from one of our chat was 2 to 5. All right, that was from Halliburton. The shortest ones are time served, which means that he got his year already in, and next week pretty much like, yo, get ready to process him and go to fuck home. And then this was saying home by Tuesday at 6 p.m. So his sentencing is it can't be Tuesday because I believe his sentencing is oh wait, is it? Oh no, his sentencing ain't on the 30th, is it? Let me double check. Real quick. When is, I don't know why I thought it was Thursday. Diddy's sentencing. I thought it was Thursday. No, you're right. It's the 3rd. Oh no. But that means the 3rd is Friday. So he can't be home Tuesday. Tuesday is the 30th. All right. But I see y'all point. All right. That's our predictions. Stamped on video for us. We'll see what happens next week. All right, let's move on. Let's get into battle rap. Like I said, man, we played the Serius Jones video. It's only right that we played a Head Ice video. He's outside defending his name, speaking on some of those allegations. Once again, huge allegations. You're talking about minor stuff. You're talking about R stuff. You're talking about snitching stuff. Like 3 huge ones put on his name. Yeah, Jones and Ice got a lot going on, but Head Ice is responding here. Let's see what he says.
Letting you know that you still care when I'm on your mind constantly about what you got going on. I'm good, Wolf. I'm good.
So you're not worried about?
There's nothing to worry about. Okay. I've never been to the feds. I ain't no petty. Ain't no rapist. Like I said, let's get back to that. The dude they had sitting next to him was so uncomfortable sitting there, but he also mentioned that he could tell me something to my face, which is, that's the thing that I took awkwardly, because it's like, I saw you several times. You can tell me whatever you want to my face, whenever you feel like it, whenever you see me. You know what I'm saying? Why I say it like that on the camera to make it seem like you holding something against me. That's what had me puzzling. Because I'm like, okay, well, let's clarify it. Whatever y'all saying happened, the shit can't find the girl. I'm hearing some shit like that. They can't find, you know what I'm saying? All kind of weird shit, right? So boom. My thing is, whatever happened, I took myself there. Cleared my name, no jail time. It was either run through the system or go talk to the ladies who running the case. Talk to the ladies, ran the case. They said go to court. Went, case dismissed, closed. That person that's sitting next to you, though, he had to get subpoenaed to go get clear his name out. Y'all got to ask him why, what he did. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to keep it a real and not expose what he did. So I'm just going to let you know the Box Taker song, you're going to have to remix that. You know what I'm saying? And then really put it on what it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to sound too far from Box. It's Top Taker, but it's not going to sound too far. But you got to remix it, and then you know what I mean. You put cars out there. You ain't put me out there. You put cars out there. So if he could tell you the real story on what it is, then I have no problem letting you know why I'm free, because he's the reason.
You nicer than me, Ice. He's talking about, it seems, the person that was sitting next to Jones in the video pretty much co-signing what Jones was saying. If that guy was on video saying this type of shit about me, I wouldn't be up here protecting him the way Ice is. I would be like, fuck him. And especially if I felt like people was playing him on, and I'd be like, fuck him. I give you every fucking detail. I give you his paperwork. I give you his story. I give you what he did. Fuck him. I'm not saying him directly. I don't know him and I don't know the situation. I'm saying how I would be livid that, because what Ice is saying here is that something actually took place, right? It doesn't mean that something wrong took place. Let me be respectful and let me be fair. But he's saying something took place, something that made one person get subpoenaed and another person have to go down to the, well, not even wait to get subpoenaed, which is what Ice is saying happened. So if something took place, you and I we faced authorities over it, and you're out now doing videos saying I did some wrong shit with a woman, boy. 30 days, 30 nights when I'm on camera. Had Ice bet, listen, you are nice. You woke up on the right side of bed when you did this interview, boy. I'd have been like, yo, hip hop is real. You cut your camera right here. 15 minutes of fame, you cut your camera right here. No, I'm exaggerating. I'm joking, people. I'm just saying, like, I'm not cutting you no slack if you already saying this type of shit about me. I respect the way the Ice is trying to move right here. It seems like he's trying to like abide by a certain code. Like, I ain't trying to throw niggas out there for what they may have done, but those gloves come off when somebody says you did something, and that same person, right? So, all right, let's continue.
And shit happened, and the reason why I'm free. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
So the case got closed.
It was never no case.
There was never no case.
Yeah.
I've seen one case where it said the case was closed.
Yeah, that one's closed. That's the shit that he talking about with his cousin. That's the shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a case where we went to trial and all this other weird shit. Like I told you,
Yeah, Ice, you're confusing what a case is. A case is like you walk into a precinct, you say somebody did something to me, they open a case. Okay, a case. I understand what he's saying here. He's like he doesn't want people to over exaggerate, like, because people just have these visions of you were allegedly involved with the authorities for something, and what Ice doesn't want is for people to just have this whole visual of Ice had to be in court. You had court dates or whatever. But you're misconstruing what a case is. If somebody goes down there right now and says ARP robbed me last night, meanwhile I was in my bed sleep, they will open up a case and they will follow up. Somebody might get subpoenaed, somebody might knock on my door, they may close it out. You know what I'm saying? But a case is a case, all right? Like, you don't have to be scared of a case. But I see what Ice meant there.
detective said I could run you through the system, or I could take you downtown to the DA who running the
That's
case.
because there's a case.
He understand and believe my story. You know what I'm saying? So I went down, did that, cleared my name, went to court, case dismissed, and then they say, yo, we got to holler at homie.
He just said it. He said, I went to court and case dismissed. So there's a case. Come on, Ice. You're a street guy, man. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? But couldn't find homie. I was seeing homie through the process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, you went to go clear your name and all that. Yeah, I'm going to go. All right. Yo, they talking about they got to subpoena you and all that. Go talk, man. Go do your thing, man. Get your shit right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm good. I've been good.
So his shit wasn't straight.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing you gotta be careful with there, people, is now I get it. When you feel like you really 1000% in the right and you don't got nothing to hide, people will it's not to turn yourself in. It's like you said, yeah, I'll take myself to the precinct. I heard there was some stuff going on. I want to speak to the detective and I want to tell him my side. It's not like they There's many times we're not going to necessarily arrest you. There might not be that type of situation. It might just be, I'm here to present information. All right, appreciate it. There will be follow-up. You may be called to court, whatever, yada, 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 yada. Have a good day. Just if you're going to walk yourself into a precinct to talk to a detective, you should have a lawyer with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have definitely got himself twisted up there. He's explaining it like he didn't, but I would have definitely took a lawyer with me. What'd you say while you were in the ice? Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
He had to go get his shit right. I don't know what he told them. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that you could tell me to my face, which noise is real, it might be that part. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to hear it because I never questioned you. I felt some kind of way. You got the devil and God on both shoulders at times like this. So it's like, damn, my man tried to get me 7 joints. Like, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole lot of mixed feelings in my mind.
What does that mean? When you say your man tried to get you 7 joints, so what does that mean, Ice? I ain't gonna speculate. What does that mean? Did somebody say some shit? What does that mean, G?
And I just
So they're trying to say you told on him?
I learned, hell no. They was trying to say he came in the room and the title of the nigga head and said something about this is my wolf that came in the room and pulled him off and all that weird shit.
So the stuff that they're saying about snitching, minor, or R-ing, is it all the same situation? I don't know that detail. Chat, y'all let me know. I know some people in this chat because I see y'all even in my DMs like follow this to a T. Is it all supposed to be the same situation?
They can't find the girl.
Right, this is what he's saying.
The case got closed because there was a.
It wasn't no action. It wasn't my actions that caused anything wrong.
Your action,
it was his actions that caused something wrong.
And then you were in it.
Right. I was caught up in a love triangle. But this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm not gonna say nothing. I want to see if he keep it 100.
Yo, Ice. Ice, man. Ice talks so fast sometimes, and he got his ghost face type linguistics and shit. Y'all slow down in this video right here, G. You gotta be a little bit more calculated. You just can't say words like that. Like I was caught up in a love triangle. What do you talk about? First of all, a triangle involves 3 people, right? Or a triangle is 3, right? And so you talk about allegedly girl, the dude that's sitting next to Jones, and you. Is that what you say? Like, Ice, like, at this point, I want you to be quiet. Right here. Well, I'm going to keep playing and see what he said. But what do you say? You're giving people a reason to want more clarity on certain things. You got to be careful when you address stuff like this, Ice. Come on, man.
Go or let it go. Because I've been let it go. This is just some shit they talking about 12 years ago, 11, 12 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So there was no malice in my heart, but yes, I felt some kind of way. This is how I made the CD, how my friends became my enemy and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I've went through this process with them. But if he's sitting there, I seen him feel uncomfortable. If you want to tell what you did, then by all means, man, do that, because that's going to make it look good for me with the crew members who you might have told some type of story and they believed you, because a lot of niggas don't know what happened in there except for me, you, and the girl. And there was no jail time.
So there it goes, the triangle once again. Me, you, and the girl. So this has become a your word versus his. And if either one of you want to pull the statements or paperwork from each other, that would be game over. Right? So Head Ice just made it totally clear. The person sitting next to Jones and Ice and a girl, that's the situation. Whatever the situation was. All right. You're gonna make Jones fucking go try to grab all that shit. Like, but to Ice's defense now, I don't want this to come off like I'm at Ice. I'm not at Ice at all. To Ice's defense, I got actually another defense coming up for him as well. Give me a second. We'll get to a small topic. To Ice's defense, if you go through a process like that where you're speaking to the police, you didn't even have to be subpoenaed. You have your follow-up court dates, and then it's like, all right, you're good, you're done. Like, we should be following that outcome. Like, we shouldn't be doubling back and saying like, yo, you did something if the courts already showed that he didn't. Right? So that's being fair. That's just being real. That's number one. Number two, it really does seem like this could just be a fallout amongst two friends because y'all were doing guy shit, maybe. Some shit maybe, you know what I mean, transpired from there. Fuck that. That's going to make me go into the topic right now. And then I'm going to close out the rest of this video. 12 years ago, Ice was still of a decent age of that. But when we're in our younger years, is the point I'm trying to make. As guys, you know what we do? We are so hell bent on alley oops. We are so hell bent on helping each other get a piece of pussy. All right. It's real talk. This is the moment I knew was gonna come when I was looking at this video. Let's talk about it. You ever see these videos on social media where like the two guys be in the car, one of us on the phone, and one of them's like watching him while he's trying to land the plane with the girl. Like, all right, so what's up? Are you trying to come through? Like, yeah, I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, so you got when your homegirl's with you. I could bring a homegirl with me. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. So she look good. Y'all definitely pulling up. You know what I mean? Like, it's young shit. The only time in my older years that I'm ever really involved in like my guy and like, let's say I'm talking to like a new chick is if I'm running interference or some shit, or it's just like socializing. It's like, all right, there's 7 of them and there's 4 of us. It's just like group conversations and shit, or like they're in the section or something. I mean, like shit like that. You know what I mean? But that's like high school shit that we used to do. Junior high school shit. For some people, even younger than that, started early, you know, and even the trains. You know, I got this chick that's giving up head. And like, we're too old for that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in a mix of no other niggas. I'm too, like, that was young shit. And people get in trouble for that. You know, like, you have a million scenarios where the girl is really there for the like academic situation, allegedly might be that. You're really there for one guy. You're really interested in one guy, right? You really pull up for me, okay? But my boy is there because we trying to see if she's that type, she's hold out or whatever, right? And maybe I leave the house for a second. Like, people do stupid shit, right? You don't think that it's could lead to somebody going to the police, but let's say I leave the house, I'm gonna go to the store, or I'm gonna go downstairs. It's like if she gonna fuck with you too, fuck with both of us. Like, how many of these women is out here allowing trains to be ran on them? You know, they're cool to fuck the side guys and still keep the main person that they're interested in happy. This is everyday shit, whether you know it or not. Watch your daughters. This is everyday shit. You know what I'm saying? The men, we need to mature to a point where we just say, like, I got to a point where everything is just one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Just me, my niggas ain't involved in, I'm too old for it. You know, like when we was 16, 15 years old running around, if we was only able to bring one and she was down to suck off the whole crew and y'all run a train on her, if she wakes up the next day and she feels away like, damn, yesterday I really sucked off these 8 guys. I feel crazy. And what if like you tell your mother or you tell your friend? A teacher finds out. A teacher makes a phone call. A friend tells the mother or aunt or a sister or brother, somebody finds out. Next thing you know, somebody's upset. It don't even have to be the girl. It could be the mother, the father, somebody. Like, yo, why was my daughter in this crib? Was she taken advantage of? I'm taking this shit to the fucking cops. And then now the guys involved are there answering the questions. Was she forced it? No, we invited her. She walked up and rang the bell. Who lives there? I live there. So what happened when she walked in? We was all talking shit, laughing, playing around or whatever. I went upstairs in the room with her. We started to kiss and we started to whatever. One thing leads to another. Then I left. She's still in the room. My boy then walked in the room and they did what they did. And then we all got dressed. We watched a little bit of TV, laughed. Her cab came and then she went the fuck home. You know, like academics grown ass, I feel like allegedly just got caught in the same shit. I don't even think that's close. I think he's still dealing with that suit. The girl comes over to the known guy's crib, pulls up in an Uber, Academics are somewhere off after whatever happens. I'm gonna say allegedly, but then his boys end up fucking the girl, and she allegedly wakes up the next day feeling away. You know, whether y'all was all drunk or not. Now, of course, if you just take some shit while they drunk or sleep or whatever, you do belong in fucking jail, right? But there's a lot of these situations where it's just like, yo, shorty, you allowed yourself to be trained, or you allowed yourself to have the whole group run through you. I brought up the example the other day of the Rockefeller or whatever, the backstage DVD, right? The Method Man, Redman, Memphis Bleak, Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, Dame Dash. Remember that DVD? And they had footage of bringing some of these groupies in the bathrooms and whatnot. The groupies that's I'm really trying to get to Beanie Siegel, but the fucking little side DJ is catching them as well because he's a part of it. Oh yeah, Siegel, yeah, we're gonna hang out with him later, but yeah, come with me to this bathroom. And she wakes up fully sober the next day, feeling away. And next thing you know, says something to the cop, and now you're getting your ass investigated. So that is something that happens out there, and you never know if that's what happened. He's triangle, love triangle. He's had I said 2 guys and a girl, right? I'm telling you, people, though, like you get to a certain age, trust me, it's nothing but trouble. Retire that shit, you know. 2 dicks and nope. Find yourself a serious. I'm so glad from our younger years because we was, man, listen.
No jail time for you neither, because nothing happened. But something happened. And you know what happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So nah, it ain't no none of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen the paperwork. Yours said closed and it didn't say anything.
Yeah, that shit fake, dog. Shit got your since when date of birth is just your year. I ain't got time, dog. I ain't got time.
I'll leave it alone. Yeah, and if there's fake paperwork going around, that's bullshit. But ICE has already said that there was a case, and he went to court, and you know he went down, spoke to detectives, etc. So there was a case. You're saying that you did go through something with homeboy that was with Serius Jones. You said it was a love triangle. Bare minimum, I understand why y'all got a fallout. You know, y'all went through something, but ain't no over speculation here from me. I ain't doing none of that. Head Ice is stepping up to speak out for himself. I respect that. You know, Jones said his piece. Ice said his piece right here. Will that be the end of it? Hopefully. But you know, those 2 brothers got their own situation going on. You know, we'll continue to keep an eye on battle rap news. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about NBA YoungBoy. Did y'all see this update going around? Do I need the big screen or the small screen? Why not? Let's make sure y'all can see. NBA YoungBoy's concert in Chicago has been canceled 2 days before the show, allegedly over safety concerns. United Center bitched out. Somebody posted. Let's see. Who posted? Who's Alex Junior? Verified account? Maybe a manager or something like that? Is that person tied to NBA YoungBoy? But he put at United Center bitched out, a laughing emoji. All right. Shout out to Joe Myra at United Center. He didn't want us to have fun. Scary. Okay. So people at United Center being called out for this. Wednesday, 7 p.m., Chicago, Illinois. This was the show, the Master Tour. Event canceled. All right. Event canceled. Unfortunately, the event organizer has had to cancel your event. So I assume this is like a ticket holder notification. You don't need to do a thing. We'll issue a refund to the original method of payment used at the time of purchase as soon as the funds are received from the event organizer. It should appear on your account within 14 to 21 days. Don't you hate when you pay for something in 5 minutes, but then they want to wait 5 weeks to give you your shit back? Don't you hate that shit? Fuck you mean I gotta wait for the organizer to give you the money back? That's the foul position of being the middleman, right? You want to field the money between the organizer and me. You're not supposed to pay out the organizer yet until the event is complete. RapGrid does a mechanism where they retain a certain amount of your pay-per-view money in prep for chargebacks, because they know it's helling back to then go back to the league after you already paid the league their money. Then I got to go back to you and say, oh, by the way, because there was a fight in the middle of your event and the rest of the card didn't get seen, I got 30% chargebacks to Rap Grid, and we received the money on Rap Grid. So I need you to give me that money back. Now I got to go through hell and back with the league. Like, oh, well, hold on, give me a second. Like, ugh. So they'll hold it. So they don't got to go through that. And then they release it later. Like, okay, if the event ran successful, everything's wrapped up, everything's done, fans don't have anything to complain about because battle rap is so fucking finicky. You never know if a battle is not going to show up, a fight's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Everything is done, wrapped up, a little bit of time has passed. Okay, here's that little percentage that we put on the side. That's smart for Rap Grid to do. But anyway, 14 to 21 day wait. What the fuck? People got shit to do with their bread. Please note, if the tickets were transferred to you, the refund will go to the fan who originally purchased the tickets from Ticketmaster. So yeah, make sure you get your money back from that person. So 14 to 21 days for us. Then we're going to send it to the person you bought it from. Then you got to deal with him. Okay. Yeah, but this is everyday shit. Let me not go in on that. The bigger point, though, should NBA YoungBoy have been doing a show in Chicago? Right? Should Drake be doing a show in Compton or in LA right now? Maybe, maybe not. You know? Should Kendrick have done his shows in Toronto? In hindsight, it's like, fuck yeah, he broke records. But it's different. This is NBA YoungBoy, and this is tied to somebody that actually lost their life, right? And there's been all types of drama and beef around it. King Von, I feel like, is still a very, very strong and respected name out there. Why wouldn't he be? All right. There's talks of him possibly bring Lil Tim out on stage. That's a big taunt. They're asking fellow Chicago people about it. What do you think is going to happen? I seen them as Mimo. I seen them as King Yella. It's on everybody's radar. People want to watch and see, is it going to be turned up in there? Is somebody going to do something? Is somebody going to throw something on stage? There lies the biggest problem. There's too much talk about a potential issue. So you have to shut it down. You have no fucking choice. It's too, take off the table that NBA YoungBoy's fan base, from what we're seeing in this footage, they all a bunch of wild ass youngins that's popping up in their fucking shiesties and shit, taking off their shirts, jumping around, acting crazy. His style of music, his cult following, the fans that's showing up to his shit right now. Then you incorporate the street beefs and people that actually died and go in there. It feels like a taunt. Does he need to go to Chicago? No. Right? He could say from his side, his camp, I was going to Chicago because we know we have a lot of fans there. He does. But is it the best place for him to go perform? And I'm not talking about fear factor. I'm talking about like just liability factor. And that's why I say the show had to be canceled. Let me pull this up in the background, people. You know what I thought about as far as liability when I saw this update? I thought about Travis Scott. Now, Travis Scott's situation isn't tied to a bunch of gang members popping up and then shootouts or stabbings or fights starting to happen all over the place, which creates a whole bunch of rioting and people getting hurt and civilians and just regular concert goers getting hurt. It didn't start from that. But this would then be worse then, right? This guy's doing arenas and shit, YoungBoy, right? This would be worse. This would be something that is, I wouldn't say premeditated, but pre-known. People know that this possibility is there. So looking at some of the Travis Scott shit, main claims is one column, and another one I'm going to look at some of the outcome. Negligence, failure to ensure safety, crowd control, medical support, that a disaster was predictable and preventable. Do we really need to go past that? Predictable, because anybody that goes in there and gets hurt, you know what they're going to say? They knew that this stuff was a possibility because of his beefs and his issues and just being in Chicago. They're going to get your ass sued bad. The venue, the promoters, NBA YoungBoy, the status of that. Part of the consolidated litigation, lawsuit for this particular person, $1 million in damages still pending as part of the mass case. Okay, this is another one. Wrongful deaths. We saw a lot of that from the Astro World situation, right? The duty of care was breached. Failure to stop show despite safety concerns, negligence in planning and emergency response. 9 of the 10 wrongful death suits have been settled. Only Ezra Blount's case, youngest victim, still remains. A lot of settlements went out already. Travis Scott, Live Nation, Apple, TriStar Sport, and Entertainment, others The plaintiffs allege gross negligence, failure to crowd safety, inaccurate of medical response, layout issues, overcrowding. One suit demanded $750 million. There's no outcome listed for that. Wow. It keeps going. Individual suits, injury suits, wrongful death suits, negligence suits. They're still dealing with a lot of stuff from that Astro World show from Travis Scott. Still. And it wasn't something that was quote unquote predictable. It wasn't. Everybody showed up there with nothing on their mind. You know how many people's go into that fucking show knowing like, yo, something might happen. I want to be here to see it. In October 2024, Scott and Live Nation settled nearly 100. 100? Wait, what is this? 100 of these personal injury lawsuits, including bellwether plaintiffs. Yo, do y'all know that even Tony Busby got in on the Travis Scott action? Even Tony Busby. Let me see if I can find one of those as a plaintiff over here. Tony Busby's clients, 125 plus. We only thought that he did this shit for Diddy. He had 125 plus plaintiffs for the Travis Scott shit. And he went after Travis Scott, Live Nation, Apple, TriStar Sports once again, and other entertainment factors. Those plaintiffs allege gross negligence, failure to crowd safety. That's the same thing. That's his was a part of the 750 million. Tony Busby's 750. There's too much talk around the possibility. Can't do it anymore. Shut it down. And you want to know what? Lives could be saved, injuries could be saved, lawsuits could be saved. Fuck a ego. NBA YoungBoy, you out here. They calling you the Beyonce of young niggas right now. Skip Chicago. Smart move for whoever the fuck shut this down. All right. Fuck all that ego shit. All right. Let's move on. We got some Jimmy Kimmel. The update. Jimmy Kimmel Live will not air on Sinclair stations despite Disney return as top ABC affiliate demands host apologize and pay Charlie Kirk family after suspension news programming to replace it. Okay. This is the post from Sinclair. Beginning Tuesday night, Sinclair will be preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live across our ABC affiliate stations and replacing it with news programming. Discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return. So he's worked things out with ABC and Disney. Jimmy Kimmel has, right? But this whole thing with Sinclair, I had to look it up. Didn't know about Sinclair. If y'all knew, y'all were ahead of me. If not, we'll learn together. I'll pull it up for y'all once again. What is this Sinclair crap? All right. Okay. All right. So let's look at just the overall hierarchy here. ABC is the main network owned by Disney. Okay, we knew that. ABC affiliates, that's what we hear a lot as it relates to Sinclair. Local TV stations that carry ABC programming in various cities. Not all are owned by ABC or Disney. Many are privately owned, but have contracts to broadcast ABC shows. How could that be like an example of that? I'm watching the Chiefs and the Giants Sunday. I could see it on Hulu. I could see it on YouTube. I could see it on ABC. You know what I'm saying? That's the only example that I could look at it for. So when Sinclair comes in and they have the rights and some of the licensing to these other networks, it is a big deal. This ain't no little small factor that Jimmy Kimmel and his show still has to cross. Sinclair Broadcast Group, a large company that owns many ABC affiliates, i.e. many local stations that show ABC content in different cities. All right, let's look at some of the examples of that. In Washington, D.C., Sinclair owns WJLA TV. So any of my Washington, D.C. folks, if you know that channel, you're not getting Jimmy Kimmel back, all right? In Seattle, you got another example of that where they own Sinclair has a lot of affiliates for ABC networking, okay? In Portland, Tulsa, St. Louis is in there, Oklahoma. Those guys say these are also mentioned among the cities that Sinclair owned ABC affiliates. So you guys are not getting your Jimmy Kimmel back yet either. Wow. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for Sinclair to be like, no, we're forcing an apology out of you. What do you do? What do you do? Do you stand up for freedom of speech as Jimmy Kimmel? Do you work behind the scenes and say, look, I'm back with ABC and Disney. I'm good there. Kevin Hart is a person that stands out as somebody that stood up to big entities and said, no apology from me. I already went through this. I already spoke about this. Y'all dug back in the past and found all this stuff. Now that I'm about to host the Oscars, what was it, the Oscars or the Emmys? And they wanted another public apology. And Kevin Hart said, no, I'm not doing it. Respect. Respect. Jimmy Kimmel, is he going to stand up and say, look, I'd like to issue a formal apology to the family of Charlie Kirk and all of his friends and family for the skit that I ran on my show? And then Sinclair say, all right, cool. That's what we needed. Now, go ahead and now they have the right to. That's not Trump, right? That's Sinclair. I guess. I don't know. Is it Sinclair kissing up to Trump? People looked at Disney and ABC for that. I don't know. I just feel like there's greater things in the world to apologize for, because this skit wasn't even like that insensitive towards the humane side of Charlie Kirk passing. It pretty much focused on Donald Trump giving a stupid take because he didn't know how to face the media and answer how he was grieving about the loss of his friend, allegedly. So I don't even know what was so foul about that. I've seen way worse things said about Charlie Kirk on the internet from large platforms. And I talk about like just a little music of the world, like large platforms. I don't really say nothing bad about the guy, but I still don't even see how bad Jimmy Kimmel shit was. It's crazy. But Sinclair, all right. All right. I wonder, can people stand up against Sinclair too, the same way Disney just got hit for billions of dollars and ABC? Sinclair, you might deserve a little bit of a revolt action as well. I don't know if that's cool, but y'all work that out. We'll see how it plays. Bleeding off of that, the White Lives Matter thing with Kanye. There's a clip of his I think documentary that came out of him addressing why he wore that T-shirt. Remember when he got into all that fucking controversy over it? The documentary shows Kanye West reacting to backlash after his White Lives Matter stunt. I decided that I am white now. How about that? I'm going to race change. Okay, that's cool.
Thinking that the White Lives Matter was so past the fact that it wouldn't even be funny anymore. And I was wrong. It's really funny. Like, really funny. It's a joke. It was a joke, guys. Everybody knows white lives don't really matter. It was a joke. Like, what the fuck? Matter of fact, you know what? I decided that I am white. How about that? I'm going to race change. If that T-shirt don't have White Lives Matter on, then I quit. Why? Because I'm able to whatever the fuck I want. And I'm not screaming at you, but period. Period. On Virgil, on my mama, on my family, on my kids that they try to sexualize, I write whatever the fuck I want, when I want. It's fucking words. They're killing us with McDonald's. They're killing our ability to think outside of the fucking box. I was thinking that the White Lives Matter.
This nigga is a grown ass baby, say. real shit. Like, what celebrity have you ever seen throw more childish tantrums than Kanye West? Nobody. Whether it's him up in Sway, you don't have the answer, Sway, or we just saw the one in the kitchen from his documentary screaming this one right here, like, because it's you know what, they're killing us with McDonald's. We saw the story where Chris Brown says that he just took over the club and gave like a 2-hour speech and just killed the whole club. He's such an asshole, man. He really is. Barack Obama is right. He's a fucking dickhead, man. But people should be very offended when they see this clip come out. And if this is airing in his documentary, he's an asshole for even including it. He's an asshole. You know, he said one thing: everybody knows white lives don't really matter. All my white folks, all my humans, period, should be offended at that. What do you mean everybody knows white lives don't really matter? Why don't they? They do. What the fuck are you talking about? And then here admitting that it was all a joke to you? A joke? You thought that was something to play around with, and this is how he gets his ass canceled. This is why when he goes on his anti-Semitic rants on Drink Champs or whatever, and then Adidas pulls the plug, you realize this is why. Even if you're gonna be a piece of shit person, maybe you should just learn. He won't. It's too late. If he ever learned how to at least keep his piece of shit ideas and opinions within his own mind, then he would just be one of those. Like, you know how you have like closet racists? Like some of these NBA owners and shit had to be like these little dancing niggas get, and then the audio comes out. It's like, oh shit, well, we gotta get him up out of the NBA, right? It's it's okay. Like we understand people have their personal opinions. As long as you don't affect anybody, you don't hurt anybody, nobody knows, you don't put in people's faces. Hey, we'll sit right next to each other in the office every day, earn a living. You're you and I'm me. I can't control how everybody fucking feels in their heart. I'm not trying to, right? If Kanye could just shut the fuck up, it's impossible with his arrogance and his need for attention and how self-centered he is. It's impossible. But anyway, yeah, so he thought the White Lives Matter thing that he was doing was a joke. All right. All right. Trump, is this why you don't mind using him for your photo ops? He red hatted you out, sucker. As stupid as people say Trump is at times, he damn sure fucking used Kanye as turned his stupid ass out, right? You probably still want to get with him, right? What a sucker. What a sucker. What a fucking waste of powerful influence. That's what you are, Kanye. You are a waste of powerful influence. Hmm. All right. Cardi B. This one's for y'all. This is just to stay newsworthy, man. I ain't too heavy on this one, but I got y'all with the news. We'll stay current. Cardi B, Offset divorce not finalized because he wants one of my homes and his taxes paid. Okay.
Yes, I'm having a baby with somebody else. So what? That happens. It's life. Let me tell you something. I did things the correct way the first time. I fell in love. I got 2 rings in my finger. I lasted 7 years. 7 years that I didn't have to last with somebody with. I lasted 7 years in a marriage. Stop saying, "Oh, but you're still married." No, I'm legally separated. The only reason why I'm still married is because somebody wants me to pay for the taxes. Y'all want to know the tea? The only way I could get out of my marriage if I pay for somebody else's taxes, even though I pay for my own, and give them one of my properties. I'm fighting for that. I'm gonna fight for that. This is not no love. And like I said, I'm not gonna stop living my life because on a contract, I'm practically still married because somebody wanna hold me hostage if I don't give them millions of dollars to get out of it. So that's what I'm going through in life. However, I'm not gonna live my life. Y'all want me to remarry and stuff to have another baby and stuff like that? I'm doing things how what makes me happy. I did it the right way the first time. Guess what? When you separate from somebody, one thing about it is I don't like broken homes. I don't like broken homes. Even the things that I show you, you don't even know half of it. Don't come to the internet and be like, "Hey, I done study on children. I done study on children, and when it comes to kids, I don't play about them." You are not gonna sit here and tell me that you don't play about my kids. Because when it comes to me, I will kill, I will kill, I will bury a block, I'll go to the death penalty, I'll die, come back from heaven, kill again for all
Oh shit.
my 3 and now 4 children. So don't
He
tell
said
me
come
about
back and kill
about
again.
kids. That's one. I have never in my career, I feel like because I'm having such a great week, I feel like the devil is trying to try me to get out of character.
I mean,
In my first
once again, I think she's gonna have way worse personal situations continue to foster. They're saying allegedly. What y'all put up here? Somebody put Stephen Diggs equals Sean Kemp. Where was that comment I just saw? Y'all look crazy. Yeah. Oh, y'all look crazy. But he allegedly has 3 different women pregnant right now at the very moment, right? Including Cardi B. Is that what they saying out there? Allegedly, chat. 3 different women, right? Might end up being in more drama than you are with Offset. Anyway, this whole thing about getting your taxes paid in one of my homes, when it's said like that, I feel like people would just say, hey, Offset, like, what the fuck? You want Cardi B to pay it? It's not just honed in on those two things. This is the nature of divorce negotiations, right? And it's one of those things you always have to be conscious of if you're married, and if you're going through divorce, these are 2 high profile people. They got a couple dollars in the bank too. They're going to get some good divorce lawyers, and they're going to fight. It's negotiations. It's a settlement type of shit scenario, right? All right, you get the cause, I get my taxes paid. You get your taxes paid, I get the house. Okay, you get the house, I get 60% custody. All right, you get 60% custody, I get these payments. All right, you get the pay. That's what it is. That's all that shit is. I'm pretty sure Offset is got to give some shit up too. The taxes, I don't know what his taxes are, but it's probably could be easily over $1 million. $1 million ain't nothing to sneeze at for nobody. Cardi B, nobody. So could have a lot of money in taxes per year. And I'm not saying as if he's like in some Dame Dash situation. I'm talking about just every year. That's his expectation based on the type of money that he has or that he makes or it's getting filed. So taxes could be a big deal. And one of the properties, nobody ever wants to give up a fucking crib, right? A crib that maybe I was a part of purchasing or building. Like, who wants to do that? So you still are moving and grooving, like you said. You don't want to stop your life, put your life on pause. Hey, by all means, you're one of a billion. There's a lot of people out here that's going through the divorce issues and they don't live. They're not with their significant other anymore, and they moving on. But the paperwork is still the paperwork. So y'all go ahead and work all that shit out. You don't want to end up like a Shumpert, right? Where it's just like, damn, mine Shumpert, it looks like he lost the world in his divorce settlement. It's the scary thing about fucking marriages and why so many people look at them prenups and say, wait a minute, let me get married in a state that's going to protect all of this type of shit. And what I need to do, put my crib in my mother's name. Like, all right, Cardi, you figure it out. That's y'all shit. But your man being allegedly having 3 different children on the way with 3 different women at the same time, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. For those that didn't think it was happening, I was one that was on the fence about it. They faced off, Jake Paul and Tank. I justified it when we streamed it, people. I said, wait a minute, what did Tank make his last fight? Okay, it's not even half of what he said to make with this one. 200 million plus. Fuck it. Get your bread. Get your bread. It is what it is. What is that music playing? Let me chill out. A little FaceOff. Looks like a decent reach that he's got on him. The decent reach. You're touching me and feeling on my. What are you doing? That's a nice height difference too, man. So you got the weight difference, the height difference, the reach. Look at this shit. This is why we don't like fights like this. Like, this is why we say we don't want to see a Floyd and a Tyson, because you guys' legacy, this weight class is for a reason. Like, I don't want to see Tank Davis get embarrassed. I mean, now, of course, there's the other side of it. You could David versus Goliath shit, you come out on the other side of it and it looks great for you. But physically, for any professional athlete or fighter, this is supposed to be very, very of a disadvantage, man. Like, I don't like that reach, the way that reach looks. The height and the size difference is just too much, B. It's too much. But for $200 million, a lot of people ain't going to turn that down. So I'll leave it alone, man. Did he take a little shot at Young Thug too, Tank Davis, while they was all there doing their little conference? Jake, I'm going to show this guy has been doing it wrong his whole life.
Really is doing something monumental in the sport, and he's actually an insane boxer. And I'm going to show that this guy who's been doing it his whole life has been doing it wrong his whole life.
What'd you say, Tank? He said he gonna outbox Lil. What to do? The one thing
Really is doing something monumental in the sport, and he's actually an insane boxer. And I'm going to show that this guy who's been doing it his whole life has been doing it wrong his whole life.
No, he hasn't been doing it wrong his whole life at all. He's a way better boxer than you. He's way more talented than you as a boxer. But what'll happen is if he gets in there and he overpowers Tank due to the huge size discrepancy and weight class difference, right? And he beats Tank, then it makes the sports world look like, you know, the way less talented guy can dominate. So, you know, it's just a bad look for the sport. You know what? We might as well just predict at this point. We've seen it years ago. It's not new. When we see like boxers going to MMA or MMA guys coming to boxing or retired people coming back for these exhibitions and these bag fights. You know, Roy Jones did it. Mike Tyson did it. Mayweather has done it. Mayweather's about to do it again. When we see all these type of situations, it's going to get worse and worse because just the purity of the sport is not what's necessarily tied to the dollar anymore. It's like we want to see Barrera versus not Hernandez. Was it Hernandez? I'll use a different one, like Arturo Gatti and Ward. Like we want to watch that 10 times, you know, or Mayweather Pacquiao, just purists, like real boxes. But if you start to show these people that the money is in just the spectacle, that's when you're going to get Mike Tyson fighting at the age 65 because the spectacle sells. And I'm to blame as well because guess what, people? I'm going to spend whatever they charge for this fucking fight. Because it damn near feels like I'm going to take what I can get as far as like the boxing world and big moments. We want to wait another 5 years for the next Canelo and Bud? No. Like we want to watch Tank fight any day of the week, and this is what his next fight is. So we're gonna buy it, and then it's gonna do record numbers. It's gonna make millions and millions of dollars. They're gonna say, "Hey, this shit works." Just who's the next YouTuber now to put in there with the A-class talented boxer? Let's do it, and that becomes the norm. You know, the boxing world is going through a whole evolution right in front of our eyes, man. That's cool. Speaking of Young Thug, right here before we close out, yes, I saw it. I did see it. Young Thug disses YFN Lucci in new IG caption while announcing his album. Lucci quickly responds. So what did he tweet? Or what did he put up in the story? Fuck at YFN Lucci album. You scuddy fry, whatever that means. And then YFN Lucci replies. Album ain't nan for a million ugly man. At Thugger, already a legend Friday. Fuck, buddy. But the nan is funny, talking like him a little bit. He posts this fucking whatever picture of Young Thug. But Thug, why? Why? Did you forget the whole world is just barely done talking about it seeming like you hating on people's albums dropping and whatnot with Gunna and the leaked phone calls trying to why can't he just do his album without you saying something publicly? You're not on the right side of the fans right now. Like this is they're gonna be like, well, why are you hating on this guy? People actually are gravitating more to YFN Lucci right now. So it's gonna make you look like once again a hater. A hater. People's like, yo, him and Gucci Man, a couple of people, they wanted to sturdy people. What's going on in Atlanta? Is everybody calling it Ratlanta. And they say, but these couple guys, they sturdy or played sturdy in their situations. Why shoot at him right now? Why now? And in the interview that he did, that went all viral all over the place, you're in there talking about how many times you had people maybe reach out to YFN Lucci, right? And talk about deading it and whatnot. So why? Don't become on some Drake shit where, because you can't survive your own mistakes and missteps the way that Drake can. Drake is a way bigger artist than Young Thug. Okay? Drake could go at it with UMG, Kendrick, Future, huge entities in the game, and still be out here selling out million-seat arenas. Young Thug, you can't do that. All right? Young Thug, you don't have a powerful fan base like Drake. Why would you not navigate this the right? Drake could make a million mistakes and he's still good. Young Thug, I don't know if you could survive your mistakes to make your career still be on 10 the way you would want it to by doing stupid shit. You can't put out bad music. You can't diss the wrong people right now. You need to stay to yourself and stop beefing with people. It's too much. It's too much. Thug, dare I say, Thug got Twitter fingers. Just like when the DA tried to, fuck him over and put him back in jail, and he was like 2 weeks home for the tweets that he was putting out. He's got Twitter fingers, B. He's one of those guys, almost like a Meek Mill. How they say about Meek Mill? Like, somebody take his phone. Somebody take his fucking phone, man. What is he doing? It is what it is. All right, we done for the day. Let me come over here to the super chats. We got Jay in the building. She came in at 6:23. Diddy's first day out song is going to be "Take Me Through There." Is he gonna do music? Probably. And Diddy's gonna be on fire when he gets out. He's gonna have a lot of financial opportunities just because he's Diddy and because of his story. So we'll see how it plays. FTH Smitty says, "How everybody doing this morning?" At least for me, I'm doing okay. I vented a little bit when the stream started. Got that out of my system. Appreciate everybody that bared with me on that. FTH Smitty says, "Hit the like and subscribe and the share. Please listen to our members and our mods and the whole chat over here that is supportive of the podcast. Yes, hit that like on your way out too." Nikita's here with a super chat. Thank you, love. Appreciate it. KX says, "It was before the skit. He already knew the kid was liberal, and he tried to make it seem like he was MAGA. It wasn't the Trump part. That's the liberal spin." So this is when we were talking about, I believe, the segment of Jimmy Kimmel, right? Politics is all I'm going to say. And we got to watch out for all these different types of spins that happen right in front of our eyes. We're going to talk about them. We're going to chop all the fables. Bullshit will be bullshit with us. It doesn't matter who you are. All right, Nikita's here. Once again, another reminder. And also, shout out to the green team. Hit that like on your way out. And don't forget the shares, people. It's big for the channel. Don being our members here says, "I was late today, but peace to everybody." We here, G. We here. We also here on the playbacks. You know how it go. All right. Under an hour and 30 minutes. Not bad today. Not bad. We didn't go too crazy. But keep those predictions coming for Diddy's sentencing next week. And, of course, we'll cover it when it all unfolds and goes down. But I think us looking over some of that paperwork starts to tell some of the tale. We'll see. All right. Happy Tuesday. Let's get to it. Everybody stay focused. Everybody stay safe. And I'll catch y'all back here 6 o'clock in the morning. I got y'all.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Serius Jones podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.